how would you assess
No worries.
how would you assess the offense in general this far into the season?
I think so far, I think we're doing okay. I think there was opportunities out there on Saturday that I know my group didn't take care of business when it came to, catching the ball in the open field or breaking tackles or just getting that extra yard every once in a while. But I think when it comes to where we're at, I think we're developing and growing just like you always do every year. And so we're on to game 3, and we're going to develop and grow a little bit more.
And how satisfied are you this early into the season with the running game in general?
What do you mean by that?
Like just the progress that
I
the
got
running
you.
backs are making.
I think it's been good. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have a group of guys that, I got a couple guys that have experience with Savon, Kamari, and Sean McGrew, and then a young guy being able to come on the scene like Richard Newton. I think all those guys have their attributes that they add to the offense, and now it's just really working to get guys in grooves. I mean, Savon made a big play on Saturday to get us the touchdown in the red zone, and then the week before that we kind of let a couple guys get a chance to run. But I think the group is progressing. I think the biggest thing we continue to work on is just building our fundamentals throughout the week.
Right. And then speaking of Savon Ahmed, he had his first game of his career with 20-plus carries. Is he developing more into a workload back?
I would say yeah. I mean, I think it's he never really has had that, so I think it's something brand new for him. But it has been good to watch him kind of take over the role and continue to work to keep himself ready for Saturdays, and with his grind that he does during the week. Obviously at this point he's probably more of our lead guy in the room, and I think if he continues to progress he'll stay that way. But obviously this thing is about getting other guys involved, but really excited with where Savon is right now.
Yeah, and looking back at the Cal game, their style of defense, what is it about their defense that has made it so tough to score on them the last 2 years?
Really good team. I mean, they're a really good defense. Those guys tackle well. They have a great scheme. They play physical. I think they eliminate big plays, explosives, and get the ball on the ground as fast as they can.
And is there anything that stands out to you about Hawaii's style of defense after watching the film this week?
They play really hard. I think they got some good athletes out there. I think they've had a chance to show that their scheme works. They played against Arizona, played against Oregon State. I think it's a really good defensive team that has a really good scheme that we have to be ready for. I think it always comes down to that grit, that fight, guys that are willing to really truly go out there and compete. And the past 2 weeks they've been able to do that, and hopefully we'll be able to do that on Saturday with these guys.
And you're 2 games into the season now. What have you learned about your team in general?
I think as always, the team is always evolving, so we're continuing to grow. 2 games into the season, we're becoming more mature, getting a couple more scuffs on us and things like that. And I think just getting the team to come together and play as a unit, offensive, defensively, and special teams. And, there's times where we do things that are really good, but there's times that we also need to be more cohesive. So as we grow, hopefully we can, kind of accelerate that as we work our way through the season.
And how appreciative were you guys of the Husky fans that stayed as late as they did the other night?
I'm going into. I think this is my 6th year I'm in right now, and that's the thing that's special about the University of Washington. Is the support from the fan base, support from the alumni, and obviously I tip my hat off to all the Husky fans that stayed, because a 3-hour delay is not easy, especially on an already late game. I mean, by the time I got home, it was 2:30 in the morning or whatever, and I know some of those fans come from far away, so I really appreciate the fans doing that. It's awesome.
And lastly, how quick did the team bounce back this week with their psyche and get right after it?
Oh, it's typical. You lick your wounds, but you got another game, so you got to snap and clear and get ready for the next game.
Thanks.